All right, Shalom. We'd like to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Shalom. Um, Shoot, I'm just going to jump right into it. You know, out here a little early, trying to beat the heat. Um, this is Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. So the prophets of old, the prophets that have been around since the beginning, have all prophesied the same things: war, evil, and pestilence, and against many kingdoms. All the kingdoms of the world that have been rose up and brought down, you can bet the prophets were there, telling of their coming destruction. This is Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 4. Then the word of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee and ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. So Jeremiah, this is Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai speaking to Jeremiah, but to the rest of the prophets, it's the same thing. You were foreordained. Before you were even born, your life was mapped out, what you would be doing. You would be certain men, you know, that have this truth, this 100% truth, where are here to preach this gospel, to preach this word, to be prophets. And they've done that throughout the different generations. Let me see here. So that should be Daniel 12. And the prophets have come back throughout the generations in the reincarnation, back again and again. This is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 13. But go thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end days. So what is the lot? Your office that you're holding. If you were a prophet back then, you're gonna come back as a prophet. You're not gonna, like how these in Buddhism and Hinduism and all that stuff. Yeah, they believe in reincarnation, but you come back as a fly or a cow or some shit. No, you come back as a man, or if you were a woman, you come back as a woman, and you come back in that same lot. If you were a king back then, you come back as a king, or in that same family line, whatever. If you're a prophet, you come back as a prophet. If you're an evildoer, a wicked man, a wicked prophet on the left-hand side, that's why you come back. This is 1 Corinthians 14 and verse 32. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. So the spirits that are in the prophets, those belong to the prophets. That's what's the spirit that's in them. That's always been in them. And speaking of reincarnation, this is here, John chapter 9 and verse 1. And Yahushua passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? And Yahushua's disciples asking him that because they have an understanding of reincarnation. They had an understanding of reincarnation, knowing that if you sin or whatever you do, if you don't get punished for it in this life, you'll get punishment in the next life. Here we go. This is Exodus chapter 34 and verse 6. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai passed by before him, and proclaimed, Yahweh, Yahweh, power, merciful and gracious, long-suffering and abundant in goodness and truth, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, and upon the children's children, unto the third and to the fourth generation. So, if you can receive it, you are, your forefathers coming back, and whatever you're going through, whatever punishment you're going through, this happened from before you were even born, in your previous incarnation. Let me see here. Back to John. This is John chapter 9 and verse 1. And Yahushua passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? And Yahushua answered, Neither hath this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of the Most High Yahweh should be made manifest in him. So this is why he was born blind, so that Yahushua could show the power of Yahweh, of his father Yahweh. So, but just showing that the disciples had an understanding of reincarnation, regeneration, that you come back in this flesh. And it's all throughout the scriptures. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 20. All go unto one place. All are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. And the first Adam, he was made from the dust. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of beast that goeth downward to the earth? So our spirit, the spirit of man, it goes up into the heavens, receives rest, and comes back for judgment. This is the place of judgment. The beasts, they don't need to be judged. They just go into the ground, they die, go into the ground, and then come back again. Through the other animals. This is Job chapter 3. And I'll start at verse 11. And this period of time, Job was going through it. He lost all his children, his servants, his cattle. His wife turned on him. He's getting boils. He's going through it, through hell. This is what Job went through is actual hell, not a place underground where you burn for eternity. No, you experience hell here. This is the place of judgment. And Job didn't even do anything wrong. But this is Job chapter 3 and verse 11. Why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of my belly? When I came out of the belly. So Job was asking, why didn't I just die? So I didn't have to go through this. I could have just been dead. It would have been better for me to be dead. Why did the knees prevent me? Or why did the breast that I should suck? For now should I have lain still and be quiet. I should have slept, and then had I been at rest. So when you die, that's when you get some real rest. And in the coming days, when the kingdom of heaven is established here on earth, you Israelites, starting with the 144,000 and the rest of the elect, and you're going to receive real rest, actual rest, not no 8 hours of sleep here in this wicked kingdom. 1 day off, 2 days off, whatever. A few days off, and you gotta, live in a termite-infested house. However it is, you're not getting any rest here. Constant noise pollution. This is continuing on. Job 3 and 13. For now should I have lain still and been quiet. I should have slept, then had I been at rest. With kings and counselors of the earth, which had built desolate places for themselves, or with princes that had gold, who filled their houses with silver, or as an untimely birth I had not been, as infants which never saw light. So Job is speaking of the heavens. This is where you get rest. Your spirit rests in the heavens. And he's saying everybody's there. The princes, the young, the babies that were stillborn, that died in the womb. With great men, both great. Here, I'll continue continue reading. Salakia. Job 3 and 17. There the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. So there, the wicked, the wicked people of the earth, whether they be Esau, Edom, who is the wicked of the earth, or just the wicked general. They're not being wicked. In heaven, they're not being wicked. They're not conniving. They're resting too. Because when they come back to earth, they're coming back to be wicked again. And there the weary be at rest. So the weary, the weak. Because if you understand the curses, you understand when you're here on the planet, in this condition that we're in, the Israelites, we're weary, we're weak, we're worn out. This is continuing on. This is Job 3 and 18. There the prisoners rest together, they hear not the voice of the oppressor. The small and great are there, and the servant is free from his master. So this is the heavens. You're truly resting in the heavens. And what you would call death, which is people are so afraid of it, but the scriptures give you the understanding of it. Because people are so afraid to die here, that they let me see, let me get this. People are so afraid to die here because they have no understanding on death. They think that you're gonna what the church has done by telling you that you're going to burn forever, for eternity. They think that's true, which it's not. Hey, you die, you go to the heavens. That's it. Everybody goes to the heavens. You rest, then you come back. This is Ecclesiastes 3:16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. So this is the place of judgment. This here earth. This is where judgment is carried out. So whatever happens to you here, you die, whatever, you go back to the heavens. You commit a whole multitude of iniquity, and you die without anything happening to you. Which, hey, Esau Edom, he's committed so much iniquity throughout the earth that it's reached to the heavens now. And now his judgment is getting ready to come forth. But throughout all that time, from the serpent to Cain to Esau Edom to him ruling the world, and no judgment on a mass scale has come out upon him. So this is being built up for the time coming. This is Ecclesiastes 3:16. Moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. So this place, this is that place. Wickedness is here, throughout the spreading its roots throughout the earth. And the place of righteousness is there as well. Wickedness has exceedingly, which I'll get that. This is got Jeremiah on it. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 5. Behold, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And the same things that was said in Jeremiah 28 in verse 8. The prophets of old prophesied of these things. We prophesied what the Lord, which prophesy means to say before. So we're telling you before the Lord does it, before Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai brings out these judgments, we're telling you that he's going to bring these judgments. And what's the point of telling you this? For one, if you're an Israelite, it's for you to repent, for you to turn away, so you can, Lord willing, be spared from the judgment to come, to be salvaged from this, to be saved from this. Now, there's a lot of people that say, oh, I'm already saved. But what are you saved from? The destruction hasn't come yet. But the second part is to the rest of you nations, to let you know that this destruction is coming, and there's nothing that you can do about it. The rest of you heathen nations, y'all are going into slavery. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 5. Behold, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So wickedness has exceedingly polluted the earth. Starting from the beginning, but you have here in 1 Maccabees, let's see here. In 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 7, so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. And this is that goat spoken of in Daniel that you know what, I got it. I might get it. This is that bronze kingdom, the third kingdom that was set up to rule. Let me see. Oh, hold on, it was a ram. Let me see. This is Daniel chapter 8 and verse 5. And as I was considering, behold, an he-goat came from the west, Salakia, from the west on the face of the whole earth. And he touched not the ground, and the goat had a notable horn between his eyes. And he came to the ram that had two horns, which I had seen standing before the river, and ran unto him in the fury of his power. And I saw him come close to the ram, and he moved with choler against him, and smote the ram, and brake his two horns, and there was no power in the ram to stand before him, but he cast him down to the ground, and stamped on him, and there was none that could deliver the ram out of his hands. Therefore the he-goat waxed very great when he was strong, and the great horn was broken, and for it came up four notable ones towards the four winds of heaven. So, that's like it. So this he-goat is speaking of Alexander the Greek, and he took down the Persians and the Medes. But just showing you, hey, that he was that his feet didn't touch the ground, and how swift he was moving, because he conquered a whole entire region within 12 years. And it's also spoken of in chapter 7. Let me see. Daniel chapter 7 and verse 6. And after this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it four wings of a fowl. The beast had also four heads, and dominion was given to it. So this is speaking of that same thing. The same Alexander the Greek. The four wings being the let me see that again. Where was that? The four wings being how quick it moved, the speed at which it took over those regions, how fast he conquered those lands, and then the four heads being the four generals under him, which you had Ptolemy and I can't remember all of them. Let me see here. believe Lysimachus, Cassander, and Ptolemy Soter, Cassander, Lysimachus. Oh man, I remember the last one, Antiochus, but I can't remember. Oh, okay. Ptolemy, Cassander, Seleucus, and Antigenes. Okay, and I had to look it up, but you know, it's all good. But the Seleucus is where Antiochus came out of. But this is back to First Maccabees chapter. Let me see. 7, chapter 1, verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. And his servants bare rule, every one in his place. After his death, they all put crowns upon themselves, so did their sons after them. It's like it. After his death, First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 9, after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves, so did their sons after them. Many years and evils were multiplied in the earth. So this is that start, the multiplication of the evil. So now where you see it today. Because who ruled after them? The Romans, which is in Daniel 7 again, that fourth beast that ruled, that fourth beast that broke everything down with his teeth, that stamped the nations, that wore out the saints. This is that kingdom. Or this isn't that kingdom, but the Romans are that kingdom. And they're back again today. But just showing you that the evils are multiplied in the earth. This is Daniel chapter 4 and verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. So the Most High, this is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai's kingdom, and he gave it over to his son. Now his son Yahushai is the heir, and when he comes back, and his chariots cracking the clouds, he's coming back to take these crowns from these other kingdoms, to show that he's ruling, to establish his rule. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. So, hey, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, he gives this earth over to whoever he wants it to rule. And now, hey, the kingdom, this earth is ruled by the basis of men. Esau, Edom, the lowest of the low. This is Psalms chapter 12 and verse 8. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. And this is what you see today. You know, the ABC agendas, the Mo parades, the people painting themselves and thinking they're all kinds of different things. This is what happened when the vilest men are exalted. This is what happens when you let wickedness rule. And Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is showing us what happens when you let wickedness rule. This is what happens when you don't keep wickedness in check. When you have it going around uncontrolled. It's like a wildfire. Look how much it's spread. Now you have men thinking they're women, women thinking they're men, thinking they're animals, marrying trees, marrying train stations, marrying buildings, in love with infants, cutting their junk off. thinking that they don't need a man, wanting you to, smash robots. But this is that wickedness. This is what's put forth in the earth. Let me see here. That's let me get this first. Only loving yourself. Everything's all about yourself. Everything's gone upside down. The women ruling over men. The men being effeminized, whatever the word is. This is Job chapter 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So who is this wicked man that's the earth has been given into? Because it's Esau Edom. He's covered the faces of the judges. He's covered the faces of the judge, the supreme judge, Yahweh, and his son Yahushai. And the angels, he's turned them into what? Red, vile beastmen. Let me see here. This is This is Revelation chapter 1 and verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. Now keep that in mind. Every eye shall see him. Everybody that's here in the time coming, you're gonna see Yahushai. You're gonna know that it's not that picture of Caesar Borgia or Serapis Christus. It's not that. You're gonna know that it's I should have brought some tissue. It's like it. Let me read that again. This is Revelation chapter 1 and verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. So, Yahushua, him coming back, it's not going to be a party. It's going to be a terrible time for you wicked people. And also showing you again about reincarnation. Even those that pierced Yahushua are going to see him. And that was over 2,000 years ago. They're long dead. But they're back here today in the reincarnation. And I'm going to jump down to verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. So he had a long garment on, similar to what you see the men of the Lord wearing. These Power Ranger garments, whatever they want to call them. His head and his hairs were like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. So describing his hair, it was white and woolly, describing both texture and color. It was white and it was like wool. Because the different Edomites, these different people, whatever, they like to try to trip you up on words when they don't even go into the words. They just know this English. Whatever, they just know, they read it for face value, but they even might know, but they want to deny it. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they had burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. So his feet like fine brass. And you might be Christian or whoever might say, oh, fine brass and then burn in a furnace. That's he was Middle Eastern. That's olive skin. What the fuck is olive skin? Olives have 7 different colors. Many different colors of olives. No, this is describing somebody that's super dark. Very dark. What you would call a so-called Negro. But no, the Yahushai, the son of Yahweh, he can be anybody except a so-called Negro from the tribe of Judah. He can be anybody. He can be, oh, he was part Roman because of the Roman occupation. He was Middle Eastern. He was an Arab Jew. He was this and that. He was dark, but he wasn't that dark. He was brown, but he wasn't black. He wasn't a so-called black person because he had a father, whatever. Hey, all y'all are gonna see. Y'all are gonna see Yahushai. When he cracks the clouds in the chariot, y'all are gonna see. Y'all are gonna see a so-called black man up there with white woolly hair and red eyes. Y'all are gonna see him and y'all are gonna get zapped. But this is the image that they covered up. This is this is Job chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So we showed you, I showed you, through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, you know, one image that he covered up. Here's another one, because you might think, oh, that's just his feet. His feet were tan because he was wearing sandals, but you know, the rest of him, he was lily white. And wrong again. This is Daniel chapter 10 and verse 11. I'm sorry, not verse 11. This is Daniel chapter 10 and verse 5. Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. His body was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. So this is the same description in Revelation 1 and 7. This time it's saying his arms and his feet like polished brass. And that's the same thing. That's the same thing that's describing in Revelation 1 and 7. It just says it a little different. And guess what? Yahushai is the express image of Yahushai, meaning that he looks like him and he's the exact same characteristics of him. So Yahushai is described this way. Guess what? The Father, Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, is described the same way. Let me see. Let me read that again. Job chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Who is the wicked? Who is the wicked? It's Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Going through the earth, causing confusion, getting everybody drunk, your different philosophies, your different philosophies, your way of life, going through, getting people drunk, stealing their resources, causing all kinds of wickedness throughout the earth, destroying families, stealing lands. Oh, that's right. This is Malachi chapter 1. And I'll start at verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. So this is those people, the wicked, Esau, Edom. And Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai has an indignation, that's a righteous anger against them forever. So what is Esau's blessing? It's the sword. This is Genesis chapter 25. And I'll start at verse 21. And Isaac entreated Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai for his wife, because she was barren, and Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Meaning that she went to a prophet. And Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. So two nations are in the womb. One nation, let me see here. Two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elders shall serve the younger. So, hey, the elder serving the younger. As Esau came out first. And Jacob is way stronger than Esau. But these are also 2 manners of people, 2 different types of people. Just because they have the same mother, there are 2 different types of people. You have the righteous, which is Jacob, and the wicked, which is Esau. Verse 24, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau, which means wasted away is he. He came out looking like a stillborn. And it's describing this because at this time, everybody was dark skinned. So he came out looking different. So that has to be described. It doesn't describe Jacob because he came out looking like everybody else. Verse 26, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man. So Esau being a cunning hunter, that means he's a knowledgeable hunter, a wise hunter. What do you see today? The people that do the most hunting is the so-called white people. They have what? You look at the Duck Dynasty or whatever, the people that invented the duck call, the deer spray or whatever, the deer scent to attract deer. You know, they have those deer stands. They hide in trees and stuff like that. They set up traps, all these things to catch these animals. And whenever you look at pictures, you can probably look up. I can do that. Pictures of poachers. Which some of these show Hamites and whatnot, but they hire these Esau, Edom, or whatever. They hire these Hamites and different whatever in Africa to show them around to the animals. But it's always Esau, Edom doing that hunting. But he's that cunning hunter. And he set up different traps. Hey, outside of just hunting, which he's still hunting. He hunts Jake. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. How does he do that? Through his food, through his laws that he sets up. You know, through using his police force to hunt you. You think you're not hunted, Jake? Showing you time and time again. Hey, look up them those lynching postcards. How they all gathered around like they caught some game. Hey, they take pictures the same way with the I was just looking at that with the poachers and whatnot. They take pictures the same way when they're hunting an animal. Look up the pictures when they hunted Jake and lynched them and made postcards out of it. They made the things the same way, like holding up a fish. Genesis chapter 25 and verse 27, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. So Jacob was plain. When you go into that word for plain, which actually I can do it. The word for plain there is H8535. That's thom. And it means to be perfect, complete. One who lacks nothing in physical strength, beauty, sound, wholesome. An ordinary, quiet sort of person. Complete, morally innocent, having integrity. So hey, that's a word that goes into a lot of different things. You can be strong. Strong, complete, perfect, and Jacob was seen as being perfect. Jacob was a strong man. Jacob is somebody that we look up to. But going into that word perfect, hey, Jacob was a perfect man, and all that things, being strong. Hey, he was mentally strong. Genesis 25 and verse 28, and Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob sought pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. So that whole Esau went out hunting, probably was out there all day or a few days or whatever, couldn't catch anything. However Yahweh Hashem Yahushai set it up. And he came back even more hungry. He scattered all the animals out of the area. They could smell Esau's dog-smelling, field-smelling self coming, and they scattered all the animals away. And he came back hungry. Just so Yahweh Hashem Yahushai could set this up, because this is Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's rule. Whatever Yahweh Hashem Yahushai says goes. So the prophecy was that the elder shall serve the younger. In the ancient world, the eldest son, that's the one in charge. All the other sons serve the elder. But the way Yahweh Hashem Yahushai wrote it, the elder shall serve the younger. So this is setting up to this. This is Yahweh's word coming true. Genesis 25 and 30, and Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom, which means red. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. So your birthright, sell me your birthright. Sell me your birthright. You want to eat this food that isn't even cooked yet? Sell me your birthright. How desperate are you really? Because surely nobody in their right mind would sell their birthright. Here it is, hey, you're the son of Abraham and Isaac, and Abraham was promised that he would get many riches, many nations would serve him. You would get the best land. Many promises were given to Abraham and passed to Isaac. So whoever would receive those blessings, hey, you would become a powerful man, become a great nation. You know, have a nation that would be as the sand of the sea, as the stars of the sky. An innumerable multitude. You would become a great nation. So you would have to be out of your mind to give up that blessing, which would have went to the firstborn. But hey, the way Yahweh Bashim Yahushua wrote it, hey, the elder shall serve the younger. Genesis chapter 25 and verse 31, and Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. What profit shall this birthright do to me? So it's like, I'm about to die. Whatever. I'm so hungry, I'm about to die. Whatever. I'll eat this raw food. I don't care. This birthright, if I'm about to die, the birthright ain't nothing to me. And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he sware to him. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob. So, hey, Esau sold his birthright. There wasn't no trickery. He fooled him, even though Jacob's name means to supplant. And yes, he was supplanted, but this is the way Yahweh Bashim Yahushua set it up. There wasn't no underhanded dealing. No, it's not like the way Esau does it. He writes out a contract or whatever, and there's some hidden clause. Now you're not getting paid. You know, you sign a deal with him or whatever like that, and you think you're getting all this money, but it's really a loan. Now you're not getting anything, and then you also, not only did you not get anything, you also owe money. It's not like that. It wasn't like that. It was a righteous deal. Sell me your birthright, you'll get this food. No hidden clause in that at all. Genesis 25 and verse 34, then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Meaning that you thought about it, Esau thought about it with contempt. He hated it. If you loved it so much, if you wanted it so bad, why'd you get rid of it? And you sold it for some uncooked food. This is Genesis chapter 27. And I'll start at verse 27. I'll start at verse 26, just to get to the point. This is when Jacob, actually, let me start up a bit. Just a little backstory, and I'll jump around. This is Genesis chapter 27 and verse 1. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old, and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son, and said unto him, my son. And he said unto him, behold, here I am. And he said, behold, now I am old, and I know not the day of my death. Therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapon, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field, and take me some venison, and make me savory meat as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, and that my soul may bless thee before I die. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake unto Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and to bring it. So Isaac liked the way Esau cooked. You know, he liked the game that he hunted and how he cooked. So he wanted, hey, before I give you this blessing, here, go out and do some hunting for me. Bring me some food back. Once again, showing you that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai setting these things up through the Spirit. And verse 6, and Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat and bless thee before Yahweh, before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, according to that which I command thee. So Rebekah knows the prophecy because it was told to her that the elder shall serve the younger. But if Esau gets this blessing, hey, that prophecy is not going to happen. But the prophecy has to happen. Basically, I'm just going to jump down. You know, Rebekah makes a costume or a disguise, you know, giving him goat's fur to put over his arms and whatnot, so he can disguise himself as Esau because Esau was a hairy man. But you know, because Isaac couldn't see, so this is how that blessing would happen. But jumping down to verse 27, Genesis chapter 27 and verse 26. And his father Isaac said unto him, Come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him. And he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, See, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field, which Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai hath blessed. So he smelled like the outdoors. This is how Esau smells. Some of them, they smell like a wet dog. But therefore, the Most High give thee of the dew of heaven, and of the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine, and let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. So this is the blessing, the blessing that was given to Jacob. This is what Esau would have received, but hey, he despised his birthright. He sold his birthright. Matter of fact, he was doing wrong by thinking that he would receive that birthright, that blessing, even though that he sold it to Jacob. But all this, hey, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is going to bless Jacob. Hey, which these blessings, hey, while it seems like it's taken a long time and hasn't happened yet, it's happening in the coming days. When Yahushai returns, when the elect receive new bodies, all these blessings are going to fully come into play. Remember, this is Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai's story. This is the way he wants it to be told. Verse 30, and it came to pass as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out of the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. So it wasn't long before Esau, after Jacob received his blessing, that Esau came back. And it came to pass as soon as Isaac had made an end to blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out of that presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he also made savory meat, and brought it into his father, and said unto his father, Let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. So he came in expecting a blessing, probably rubbing his hands together. Yeah. You know, I'm about to get blessed. Not realizing you already sold your birthright. You despise the birthright. What makes you think you're going to receive this? And he also had made, verse 32, and Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled with very exceedingly, and said, Who? Where is he that hath taken venison, and brought it me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed. So it's like, who you got to imagine these situations. Isaac can't see, but I think he knew that it wasn't Esau, because he felt him. He's like, okay, the arms are Esau. I feel the arms, they're hairy like Esau's, but the voice isn't Esau's. Well, he surely will be blessed then. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, Who? Where is he that hath taken venison, and brought it me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed. Oh, he's going to be blessed. I gave him the blessing. Oh, man, he should have. Woo! And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry. And he said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. So, Esau let out a cry. He started crying like a bitch, because he didn't get that blessing. Because then he realized how big a deal it was. But he was rejected. He was already rejected. Why? Because he's who Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai have indignation forever. Meaning that, you're gonna come up, but only for my purpose. The same way that Pharaoh was raised up. He raised him up, hardened his heart, to make his destruction that more great. So Esau, Edom, you're being raised up. Been raised up. Been allowed to become fat. Been allowed to think that you're the on top, the unstoppable, that you're a God. That you're a God. That you can do all this. That God is dead. That you did all this with your own hands. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua has brought you up and allowed you to think like this, so your destruction will be that much more spectacular. Everybody likes to see when the big bully gets knocked down. And well, Esau, Edom, you're the big bully. You're about to get knocked down. But continuing on. Genesis chapter 27 and verse 35. And when he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and have taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is not his name rightly Jacob? Is not his name rightly Jacob, man? Which Jacob means to supplant. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. So, he's playing the victim. Esau, Edom. That's another trait of them. They're constantly accusing others of playing the victim. Look at all the wickednesses that you've done to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You put us in slavery. You've destroyed us mentally. You've destroyed our lands. You've destroyed our people, our women, our children. You destroyed us financially. Everything that you've done has been in an effort to destroy us. And then you're like, oh, I didn't do that. That was your own fault. That was on you. You did that. Skill issue, whatever it is. You're constantly pointing the finger at somebody else. When something happens to you, 9/11, never forget. Oh, I don't understand why these people hate us. All we did was go over there and bomb their country to shit, destabilize their economy, destabilize their... That's all we did. These people are so against us. This is Genesis chapter 27 and verse 36. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For ye have supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he have taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? So, again, playing the victim, constantly accusing others of playing the victim. Out of all the wickedness that you've done, you sold your birthright. There was no trickery to it. Nobody held a gun up to your head or anything like that. You sold it willingly. You despised your birthright. Verse 37, and Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made them thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. So Esau's blessing is that he would receive, that he would have the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven. Where is Esau right now? In the fattest countries, in the best places to live. Wherever you want to be, that's where he is. Places that you haven't even seen. Living in mountains, living in different places, which he likes the clefts of the mountains. He likes those high rises. He likes to live high up. Verse Deuteronomy, Genesis chapter 27 and verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live. And thou shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So by his sword is how he lived. By his sword is how he got all this different lands, these different countries, how he's wormed his way into different governments and in different people's lands, how he's wormed his way throughout the world and got in these places through his sword, through his tongue. Oops. This is Psalm 64, and I'll start at verse 1. Hear my voice, O power, and my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. So this is Esau Edom, his secret councils, his different summits, his different groups, his different things that he gets together. And it only talks of wickedness. How are we gonna lower the population? How are we gonna get rid of these people? What new disease are we gonna come up with? What are we gonna add to the food to break these people's bodies down? And to hide me. Meaning, hey, we gotta eat. We have to eat. Meaning, don't let these things Don't let these evils that they're thinking of and carrying out Don't let them have any effect on me, because we have to eat. We got to breathe this air. The air is polluted. The water is polluted. Microplastics all in the water. All kinds of different chemicals in the water, leaching into the groundwater everywhere. Wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth. And that's through this man Esau Edom. This is Ezekiel chapter 4 and verse 13. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. So all the food is defiled in some way or another. They have their different witches and sorcerers praying over the food, trying to put their blessings. Well, we pray over it as well. None of these things that they try to put on us have any effect on us. This is Psalm 64 and verse 2 again. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. So their tongue is also like a sword. It's not just the actual sword, because they made many different with the so-called Indians here. They made many different treaties with them, over 500 treaties, and broke every one of them. So now they're just living in reservations on the res, in food deserts, in ghettos. However they're living. Verse 4, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. So this is them in secret. Nobody knows, because they do it covertly. They poison your water. Poison the minds of your children in their schools. Poisoning your food, like I said. And they do all this in secret, in covert, in darkness. Psalm 64 and verse 5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? Well, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai sees you for one. We see you. The men of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai see you. We see everything that you do, because everything is posted online. We see what you're doing. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 23 and verse 16. Two sorts of men multiply sin, and the third will bring wrath. A hot mind is as a burning fire. It will never be quenched till it be consumed. A fornicator in the body of his flesh will never cease till he have kindled a fire. And there's what is that in the Romans? Any such fornicator as Esau, meaning a perverse man, a pervert. Verse 17, all bread is sweet to a whoremonger. He will not leave off till he die. But also, I want to go back up to that, because a fornicator in the body of his flesh will never cease till he have kindled a fire. So he's not going to stop. He's not going to stop till somebody puts a stop to it. And that's Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is coming to put it into this. with the fire. He's coming to bring the fire. The ICBMs and its chariots. They're coming. They're going to put an end to this wickedness, to this wicked fornication that's spread throughout the whole world. But back to Sirach 23 and verse 17, all bread is sweet to a whoremonger. He will not leave off till he die. A man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me? I am compassed about with darkness. The walls cover me, and nobody seeth me. What need I to fear? So this is that same mindset that Esau Edom has. Who sees me? Who's going to see me? I'm doing this in darkness. We're doing this in our secret councils. There's no cameras here. We're speaking in a different language than they are. We're speaking legalese, illegal jargon, that people can't understand this. We're promoting this as being something healthy, something good for you. We're promoting this as a carbon tax. We're promoting this as a population reduction. This will only reduce the population of mosquitoes. The mosquitoes bite people, yeah, but what we injected them with isn't going to affect you, even though we've been experimenting with stuff like this for years, and experimenting and spreading different diseases and stuff like that. But nobody's going to know. How's it going to be traced back to us? Nobody knows. Sirach 23 and 18, a man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me? I am compassed about with darkness. The walls cover me, and nobody seeth me. What need I to fear? The Most High will not remember my sins. So the Most High is not going to remember my sins. The Most High is not going to remember what I did. All the wickedness that I've done in my generations. You only live once. YOLO. This is the only life. Such a man only fear the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. So the eyes of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. They see everything that we're doing. Yahweh sees everything that we're doing. He knows our thoughts. He sees our thoughts. He knows our inner workings. Verse 20, he knew all things ere ever they were created. So he knew all things before they were even created. Before he created them, he already knew them. Why? Because he made them. So also after they were perfected, he looked upon them all. So from there, I don't want to. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and I'll start at verse 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Let me see. I think that's Habakkuk. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. But the soul that is lifted up in Esau Edom, it's not upright. It's a crooked soul. He's got a crooked spirit. Meaning that he can't do stuff right. He's always off. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 and verse 1. For the ungodly reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious. In the death of a man, there is no remedy, neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. For the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart. So they think we only have this one life to live. That's it. We don't come back. There's nothing hereafter. Whatever. But I read in Job earlier. I read in Ecclesiastes earlier. But this is that mind of the wicked. This is the mind of the ungodly that don't have an upright spirit, that don't think aright, that don't know these scriptures, that don't know Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Verse 3, which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air. So they just think, oh, your spirit is just going to disintegrate, whatever, like that. Like, what is that? What was that shit with Thanos? When he snapped his finger and all the people just turned to dust. That's how he thinks. And our names shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance. And our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun, and overcome with the heat thereof. So let me read that again. And our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance, and our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun, and overcome with the heat thereof. So, hey, this is how they think. Nobody's going to remember our names, all this, whatever. But there's a scripture to that. If I spelled it right. This is Isaiah 14 and 20, just straight to the point. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. So, hey, these are the ungodly. Yeah, they're not going to be remembered because y'all are evildoers. You are the ungodly, the wicked. Why would you be remembered? Why would you be remembered for all your wickedness that you've done? But no, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai remembers you so he can bring judgment. Beyond that, hey, you're never going to be renowned. You're never going to be like the great men of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. You're never going to be like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You're never going to be like Yahushai. You're never going to be like King David. You're never going to be renowned like that. You'll always be known as the wicked evildoers that you are. I lost my spot. It's all good. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 5. For a time is as a very shadow that passeth away. For our time is as a very shadow that passeth away. And after our end there is no returning, for it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again. But they don't know that you come back in regeneration. They don't know that you come back here multiple times. You're just not the same person in the same body. You come back in a new body with the same spirit. Verse 6, come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass by us. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. So, hey, let's eat, drink, be merry. Let's do all these. Let's party it up. Whatever. Let's put crowns on ourselves. It kind of reminds me of those hippies or whatever. They make them the floral crowns. Verse 10, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. So in the curses, it says, hey, we're going to, that our enemy would oppress us. They would have show no favor to the old, nor to the young, roughly paraphrasing. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. So, hey, the feeble, the weak of this earth, they're found to be not worth anything. Only the strong survive, right? This is Esau Edom, using his strength, his cunning hunting, all his skills or whatever, just to oppress people, not to do righteousness, but for him to have a good time. Fuck everybody else. Verse 12, therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean, contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objective to our infamy, the transgressions, and our education. So, hey, the upright, the righteous, they're clean against us. Let's go oppress him now, because they're against us. They're saying that we're breaking the law. But we say, hey, this is the only life to live. There is no law. Nothing matters. Why does it matter if I keep the law if I'm not going to come back after this? Why does it matter? Nothing matters. What is Nothing really matters. We're just here for one life. You got to live your best life. Verse 13, he professeth to have the knowledge of the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. And he calleth himself the child of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So, hey, he says that he knows the Lord. He says that he knows, this crazy guy says he knows God, that he knows Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. And that he's one of his sons. This guy is crazy. But what does Israel mean? Yashar Allah. He's a prince of the power. He's a prince of God. How are you a prince of God? How is somebody a prince? Do they not have to be one of the seeds of the king? Do they not have to be in that heritage to even inherit that title? Is it just made up? This is let me read that again. This is Amos. Amos. Let me grab. Where am I? Amos. Okay. This is Amos chapter 3, and I'll start at verse 1. Hear this word that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, so the children of Israel that were brought up from Egypt, that no other nation had that experience. No other nation had Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai close to them like that, to personally lead them out of captivities, to personally be there for them. Even though in the chariot that led us out of Egypt, it was Yahushai there. Verse 2, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore will I punish you for all your iniquities. So the land that Israel, that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai led out of Egypt, he said, you only have I known. Here in Wisdom of Solomon 5 is saying, oh, they say they know that they know Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Let me read that again. That's not it. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 and verse 13, he professeth to have the knowledge of the Most High, and he calleth himself the child of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So to know him, we had a knowledge. We know these statutes, commandments, what he'll do to us. This is Psalms 147 and verse 19. As soon as I get to it. Psalms 147 and verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. So his word, his statutes, his judgment, that's his knowledge. All this he's shown to Israel, to Jacob. He hadn't dealt so, he hadn't done that with any other nation. He didn't show them how to live. He didn't show them the words of these scriptures. He didn't show them, which they have these scriptures. Yeah, they can all read it. The whole world can read all these. But he didn't give them the understanding. He didn't give them the judgments. They're not under these judgments. They're not under these curses like we are. This is Baruch chapter 4, which actually, let me finish off that Psalms. This is Psalms chapter 147 and verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, and his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. This is Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but as such as leave it shall die. So we know Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. We know that you keep these laws, statutes, commandments, you come to life. And if you don't, hey, you're dead. Even though you could be walking around eating whatever, you're really not alive. This is Deuteronomy 8 and verse 3, and this is also Yahushua had quoted this in when he was tempted in the wilderness. This is Deuteronomy 8 and 3. which I might start up a little bit. This is Deuteronomy 8 and verse 1. All the commandments which I command thee this day shall ye observe to do, that ye may live and multiply, and go in and possess the land which Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai swear unto your fathers. So in those days, our forefathers, they made an oath with Yahweh. They said they would do all the commandments. They would keep all the commandments that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai had commanded. And we failed. We failed miserably. But Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai had mercy on us. And it's still having mercy on us till this day. With this grace period, he sent his son Yahushai to be a sacrifice for us, to allow us to come back, to allow us to return to our heritage, because we've been scattered all throughout the four corners of the earth. We've been scattered all throughout the earth under these different curses. And Yahushai, Yahweh's son, Yahushai, the son of Yahweh, came down in the earth in the flesh as a so-called black man. If he was here today, he would be a so-called black man to be a sacrifice, to be a mediator, to make things right between Israel and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, to make things right between the two. So when Yahushai returns, we're going to receive new bodies to where we can't go off and break these commandments. We're going to live forever. We're going to be true. It's going to be known truly that we're the sons of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. But this is Deuteronomy chapter 8 and verse 1. All the commandments which I command thee this day shall you observe to do, that ye may live and multiply, and go in and possess the land which Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai swear unto your fathers. And thou shalt remember all the way which Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai thy power led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. So this would when our forefathers were led through the wilderness, those 40 years, they were tried, they were proven. Many of them died. Many, like the entire generation, where only the children survived. A new generation came up that believed. So we have these scriptures to return to look at. Let me get that real quick. To read about, so we can remember ourselves, because this is our book. This is about us. We're going through these different curses. We identify with the curses. The curses are on us for a sign, a wonder, so we can look to it for evidence. This is us. It's not anybody else. There is no such thing as supersessionism. This blessing didn't go to anybody else. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is not breaking his promise. This is Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So yeah, this happened. This was a trying period. 40 years, our forefathers were tried and fell off. Well, in this time again, the time coming, and we're going to be tried again. And only the elect, only the chosen, starting with the 144,000, are going to make it through. This is Deuteronomy chapter 8 and verse 2 again. And thou shalt remember all the way which Yahweh thy power led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, and to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. And he humbled thee, and suffered thee to hunger, and fed thee with manna, which thou knewest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man doth not live by bread alone, but by the word that proceedeth out, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai doth man live. So it's through the word, the command of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai that we live. Through his word, which is contained in these scriptures. It is the scriptures. The scriptures bring us to life. And we're standing up in these last days, standing up an exceeding great army. But back to Genesis, I had a little bit to read off of that, just that last. Genesis chapter 27 and verse 41, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing, wherewith his father blessed him, and he said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother. So now, Esau held on to that hatred for thousands of years since that point. And that hatred has been passed down. That hatred is a part of Esau Edom, the so-called white man. And Jake will just be cool with anybody. They think, oh, as long as you're cool with me, I'm cool with you, whatever. Which is not so. Because this man is planning to kill you. This man has a perpetual hatred for you. This man has an unreasonable hatred. He doesn't even know why he hates you. Most of these Edomites, they don't like Jake, but they don't know why. They just hate y'all. Well, I mean, 2/3 of y'all are fucking out of control. It's understandable. We hate y'all too. But y'all are not in your right minds. This is Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them. And many, you 2/3 here in Babylon the Great, y'all are all following after these other nations. Following after them, following after Esau Edom, the so-called white man, dyeing your hair blonde, doing whatever they do, eating your meat raw, living after them, listening to music that they designed for you, thinking that this is how you're supposed to be. But hey, this way has seduced you. Meaning that, hey, normally you would be, if you were in your right mind, which, hey, when Yahushua comes and puts an end to all this, and you 2/3 are reborn through the elect, and you will be in your right mind. You will see that, hey, yeah, you went off. You'll know. But in this period of time, y'all don't see it. Y'all are blinded. But the way of this wicked man is seduced you. You're drunk with him. But you're not realizing that this is your enemy. This is Ezekiel chapter 35, and I'll start at verse 1. Moreover, the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith Yahweh, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate. And thou shalt know that I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So, your cities, you got the fatness of the land, the fattest places. And this is Babylon the Great. This is a great city. This is one big city. I like that movie, Dredd, which is based off the comic Judge Dredd. And basically, they showed you these mega cities. Basically everybody living in these big skyscrapers and all this. Well, that's Babylon the Great, America. Even though you still got to drive to places, These places are just big, one big mega city. It's all the roads are interconnected, all this. But continuing on, Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end. So you've had a perpetual hatred. Our captivity was over with. We served our slavery. We served our time under you. But then after it was done, what did you do? You made laws so we can't get jobs. You reinstated slavery through the 13th Amendment. By if you go to jail or whatever like that, now you're a servant pretty much to the state. You made it hard for us to get jobs. You made the laws against us to where we would go to jail for any little thing. You made it difficult for us to get by in society, to where we would have to resort to crime. You made it hard to get food in our areas by making food deserts. The only place where you can get food over there is at the corner store, getting some now and laters and shit. And all that food in there is poison. It's not food. You've made pork a delicacy, swine a delicacy, an unclean meat. You made unclean things. You presented them as delicacies to us, as to the Israelites. You've had a perpetual hatred. And then you have the nerve to say, "But I love you, brother. I got nothing but love for you." If you love somebody, why would you allow them or let them to do, or tempt them to do wickedness or to do evil? All these things are being revealed through the scriptures, through this living word. You don't love us. You don't love anything. You hate yourself even. You have nothing but hatred. You are the wicked. And you forget that, no, you don't forget, you don't care, because you're the wicked. You only have this one life to live, supposedly. So let us oppress everybody. Let the strength of our arm be the law. It's Sirach 14 and verse 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasures in his goods. So he that is evil to himself, you're evil to your own people. You know, people, your whistleblowers and whatnot, they bring out the evil that you're doing, and you kill them. You kill your own people. You subject them to all this wickedness. Hey, your people even have to drink these microplastics and get cancer and all this. Your people have to eat this terrible food. You don't care. This is This is Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end, therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh, or the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So now, what do you see? Different nations rising up. Different nations building up their armies, building up their arsenals. Different people crossing the border over here, setting up shop, waiting for that moment of weakness to strike. Blood is coming to you, Esau. You shed blood all over the world, made the earth drunk, destroyed the nations. So much wickedness that you've done throughout the earth. Many things that we don't even know about, but they will be revealed. But your track record is showing that you are the wicked, that the scriptures speak of, that the Bible speaks of. Verse 7, thus I will make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. So you're going to be the most desolate. You're going to be completely destroyed. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men. In thy hills and in thy valleys and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. And I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So you're going to have men, dead men. All you Edomites, you elites are going to be preserved to go into slavery. But all the rest of you, hey, dead, filling up places. So much so that it's described in, as a matter of fact, I'll just get to the point. Revelation 14 and 20. And the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horses' bridles, by the space of 1,006 furlongs. So how much blood is going to be shed in these times? To the horse's bridle. And horses are tall. That's how much blood is going to be shed. So much blood that, you know, if you were to fill it up, it would go up to the horse's bridle. It would flood the earth with that blood. This is Isaiah, and I'll close out with this. Because I already mentioned Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he coming with the clouds. Who? Yahushai. He's coming with the clouds. All eyes shall see him. And they'll all be moaning. It's over. There ain't no bargaining. It's over for you, buddy. This is Isaiah chapter 66, Isaiah chapter 63 and verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak righteousness, mighty to save. So who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This is Yahushai. The same that was in Revelation 14. And his garments are dyed because of all the bloodshed, but he's not literally going to have blood on him. He's coming in his chariot. This is Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Who is that? Esau, Edom. This is Babylon the Great. This is America. This is those people. This is who it's referring to. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. So, hey, no more this young, tender, delicate woman. No longer this young, tender, delicate whore. No, sit your ass down on the ground. Take the millstones and grind mill. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, and pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So, hey, your shame is being seen now. Your shame is being revealed. Look at your leaders of your people. Old, decrepit men. One can't even get out of a sentence without shitting his pants. Your armies are all full of moles, transformers. Your society is polluted, full of weak, effeminate men, masculine women. The world is seeing how you do business. This is Isaiah chapter 66 again. 63. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak righteousness, mighty to save. It's Yahushua. Who's he coming to save? His people. His people. Starting with the 144,000 and the elect. He's coming to save his people. He came to redeem his people, Israel. Not the whole world, just Israel. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? So why are you red in your apparel? Why? How come your clothes are red? Yahushua? Why? Verse 3, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. So this is Yahushua. And he just said in chapter 47 that he will not meet thee as a man. This is him coming in the chariot, doing work. And he's going to have so much blood. He's going to be doing so much killing. It's making the comparison as if somebody was stomping grapes in a wine fat. As if somebody was making wine. Just stomping the shit out of you fucking Edomites. Verse 4, for the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore mine own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. And I will tread down the people in mine anger, and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. This is Yahushua speaking how he's going to rock Esau. Y'all ain't going to be doing nothing. Y'all aren't going to be able to do nothing. Y'all going to be stomped out. This is 2nd Esdras. I know I said I'd close out, but I'll close out on this one. This is to give further visual on what Yahushua is going to be doing. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 13 and verse 1. And it came to pass, after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. Yahushua. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven, and to subdue the man that came out of the sea. So when Yahushua comes, it's going to be, a World War III is already going to be popping off. Already going to be happening. What was that? That Matthew, let me get that real quick. Because hey, all the armies of the world are going to be gathered together already for World War III. They're going to be gathered together in the Middle East, in the Valley of Yehoshaphat. And during this same time, you're going to have total chaos over here. MOTB is going to be out. If you want to live in society, you need that MOTB. You need that mark. It's going to be in the time of Jacob's trouble. It's going to be a time like never before. It's like it. This is Matthew 24. wait, hold on. Okay, Luke 12. I'll just read it right here. This is Yahushua speaking. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it already be kindled? So in this time, a war is already going to be popping off. Chaos is going to be popping off. Famines, destruction, death, pestilence, diseases. People wanting to go into the cities but not being able to. Few people being left in the cities. The MOTB, like I mentioned, all these things are going to be happening. It's going to be chaos. But when Yahushua comes, in the midst of World War III happening in the Middle East, all them armies are going to unite for one cause, to stop Yahushua. And he's going to bring them down like it's nothing. Second Ezra chapter 13 and verse 6, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. So Ezra couldn't tell how big this chariot was. This great mountain. He's looking at it, he sees a man on top of a mountain. He's like, where? It's that big. He can't see the beginning of it, the base of it, whatever. He can't see it. Where does it start? Where does it begin? Where does it end? Verse 8. And after this, I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fright. So all the tribes mourning. They had fear in them. They were scared. But Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai put the spirit on him to continue to fight, to start the fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, and the blast of fire, and the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude, which was prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So this great innumerable army, jets, tanks, whatever else, helicopters, everything, all them forces coming together. All the forces of different armies and nations coming together to fight. And all got wiped out with one blow. But showing the destruction that's coming to you, Esau, Edom. Because this is who's coming to visit you. But, hey, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Hey, Shalom.